sometimes the law doesn't necessarily cut it. I'm of the opinion that the truth is more important, because the law is it's a construct of society. It is constructed by the people's experiences and this collective agreement that this is how things are supposed to be. That is my opinion. Rules are just guidelines.
Yes, mine. I technically am, because I respect a rogue in Final Fantasy.
You'll find, Mr. that the rules, the code is actually more of a guideline. Welcome aboard the Black Pearl. There is no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then law too crosses into new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must show now. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this. No! I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life. It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates. Oh, is that what it is? This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Manny Koshin. Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu. I have not mapped Tenho yet for I know what. I probably should though, but not right now. Yatagarasu gave you that? Don't talk nonsense and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I'll have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given. What? This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The card and the video, these two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Oh, very interesting. I must admit that I am very curious now. Very curious indeed in these case-deciding pieces of evidence that you've presented. The prey that Yatagarasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. I can't allow this man, who has had free reign for 10 long years, simply to walk away. Now's the time for me to bring to fruition that valiant spirit that was given to me. So, what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me? The trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! What you see here is the security footage shot just before the KG8 murder occurred. From this footage we know that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring. This is a section that proves that the card was used in order to relay an order. Take that! As you can see, Mr. Kojin is holding the card in his right hand. Yeah, Miles Edgeworth is just like, let's cruise on, ramming speed. Helmsman, give me ramming speed. I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. Well, that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean they are, now does it? Ah, but there is a very easy way for me to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this. This dark red blood, yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders on this card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belongs to the victim of the KG8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify this as fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This car passed by in front of the victim's apartment building. It's an official Cambodian government car. What? Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. We have a black card here. The shape of this pocket and the directives card ends tells us that without a doubt the person in this picture in this card is Manny Coach. The license plate on this card was also captured by a security camera. And with it we can easily find out who was sitting in this car on that day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say with confidence that you were riding in this car on that day. Can you all see how we can determine that? I'll just give you a leave the image up a little bit while I take a sip of water. Yeah, that is true, Pix. Like, the teapot, like, someone's pointing a gun at me. Oh, no. Just leave me alone, you brigand. My teapot is smashed. How dare they? God will smite you with the full fury of his wrath for daring to smash my precious teapot. But I'm going to continue now. Yep. Ha! You've done well, boy, if you make it this far. However, you claimed about your claims I was riding the car at the time. It's going to be mighty difficult to prove. This music, it's so good. The title of this song is Copernicus Alba, the man who stands above the law. It's so good. How so?
Staff.
Yep. Who needs a staff? The Principality of Cambodia no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period no longer exists. That arrogance. What it really means is that he already erased all trace of them. Now we finish here, boy. The only weapon I have left here now is this piece of footage.
The badge.
The badge indeed. It is sitting right there. What the? Ambassador Alba? Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Cambodia, and it was you who made the many missions since you participated in successes, correct? Why the sudden backhanded praise, boy? Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breasts were awarded from you during the era of Carpodia. But now I am the only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you. How do you figure that? By the medal captured here in this footage. It is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? I love that expression, it's so good. This is how it will be. But I won't look back. For this is the path that I have chosen. Aww. What are you having for dinner, Mina? What are you having for dinner? You moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you taking such an arrogant stance with me? It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I might just lose a little game this time. You might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well. I even decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? And I will accept whatever punishment I may come as a result. What the? Regarding the Master's second murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense. Your claim that it was justified self-defense. The Master the second attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might have been the one you found dead instead of him. What a pathetic performance. What she means is that I've given her a total of 6 through 12. That's the ones I've given her. I'm not giving you one. Wow! You two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times! Like to me too, Mina. If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we will need to see some evidence. No, it's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I will provide it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was indeed self-defense. I am an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should. But the Mars II didn't have a single weapon on his body. Hold on. It's nothing to get worked up over because I hid the weapon. You hid it? I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder even if it is in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek. My special bonsai trimming shears. It's covered in blood. We was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and a weapon that caused it, but is the doctor declared so? No way! No! Which reminds me, I guess there is still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge of what is going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of the Master Second was done in self-defense? In my trial, no man escapes his crime alive. Oh, perhaps so, if you were my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil. So, any trial is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is Agent Interpol's stance on this? Agent investigates. That's our job. The judgment of the people who confessed to the crime, that's the court's job. And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective, even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts. That arrogance in your expression. It's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands. These crimes that you all speak so seriously of, to me, this has not been nothing more than a mere game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in countries around the world. All you would accomplish is that you would change the backdrop of our little game. These two layers of protection that his extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he is one of those who can't be brought to the court. You see now, don't you? I live in a completely different world than the two of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. Ugh, is there nothing we can do? Check the shelves for rum again. Why is the rum gone? I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality? Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sorry to skip out of here, but I've got some business I need to take care of. Rum and coke, huh? What sort of rum is it? If we can't even give a slap, give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, then what the heck was the law created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as Yatagrasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir, but we're trying to take in an ambassador after all. Gods. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. It is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now to form a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone! We can't just give up yet! Okay. I want to think of something for a sec. We'll never let up for even 1 second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well, let's reopen the investigation, see what we can find. Come along, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, then I'll go and check out the ball for a bit more, sir. And that is something I need to investigate further in Ablaze. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Yeah, it really did. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool! That sounds like embassies are a perfect place to steal whatever you want. And murder Alabamaster II. Run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently. You can't wait for Tenno to make noises at Toho. She's already making noises about the playing Hollow Knight, and I've argued that Toho is much, much, much worse. So it'll be interesting to see, yes. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Koshima Babao. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But there's the same story over there anyway. Babao also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even if in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. So, I guess we don't really have a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. So, let's begin with some, because we have this one, and I think it's, yeah. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but the necessary materials such as Bubbly's ink and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would happen if the renovations had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place, or get rid of them all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause for the place and the bill's disposal. And the reason Mr. Koshin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Yeah, I have intended to stream Toho for myself sometime, but we'll just be sitting and playing, seeing me die over and over and over again without any real progress for a couple of weeks, I think. Based on what we know, who do you think is the one with the most to gain? It's one person who has been erasing all of the evidence of the smuggling operation, From both embassies, the co-conspirator who was mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Koshin. Yeah, I know, Mina. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we might find, and the motive for killing Mr. Koshin. Miss Yu said herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we are to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can mean only one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Koshin was killed. Then... You mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Koshin was the one who first betrayed their relationship? Oh, I get it! Wasn't Mr. Koshin pushing really hard for Mr. Palaiano to become the ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that is the real reason why he wanted to steal Alban's Primlex statue. So, Mr. Koshin hired the Master II to steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Koshin? Alright, see you soon, Mina. It is definitely a possibility at this point. Those two were really thinking about no one else but themselves. But the question is, how did you do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabas, but Mr. Koshin's body was discovered in Babal, right? Right. And that is what we must solve next. So... This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Was there something in this picture that I've seen before? I want to rest, blah 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 blah. What do I mean? What was that again? Something with a flower, I believe. It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow! You even know the exact species? I never figured you were an expert on flowers. It's all because of those flowers that the old lady sends me every month. Oh, poor Edgeworth. Just look at me. I sound like some sort of botanist. What exactly is this yellow flower here? That one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. And this... It is maybe the, where is it? Oh. Alabaster knife. Eureka! Babal's national flower symbol is the butterfly and Alaban's is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old trick of hiding a tree in the forest. What are you mumbling about? Wait, what? The handle on his knife! Yes. It's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Koshin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the theatre of the chalice, in the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Oh, and take a look at the weapon itself! It's missing the exact same petal! Then, the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder one. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have been It must have something to do with where Mr. Koshin was killed.